Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and today we are going to do this cute little envelope style junk journal. This is inspired by Kathy over at Kathy's Garden, who you guys know I love. And I just really loved this look of this closure on here. It's a little bit different from the way I normally do things. And we are gonna go ahead and make one of these. And it is made out of a 12 by 12 sheet, and it actually is better if it is blank on one side because we're gonna fold it and glue it all together. And it really doesn't, you're not gonna see the other side of the sheet at all. So I actually used a double-sided one and kind of regretted it because there's just no reason for it. However, I do love this. So it comes undone like that, and then it is an envelope-shaped journal. I did mine the opposite direction of hers because I had this little taggy guy that I wanted on the top of this design. You've got a little triangle pocket here, a little triangle pocket here, and your signature in the middle. And this is just absolutely so adorable and relatively straightforward to do. So we're gonna go ahead and start our own. So you're gonna want that 12 by 12, whatever you're going to use, some interior pages that are on the shorter side. So this is a good project for using some scraps for your interior pages. I'm going to use this. This is about the only single-sided paper I have, and it's like an Eastern themed pack that doesn't really go with anything else, so I kind of have to use it up within itself. So I think it'll be good for this one. So the first thing we're going to do is fold our paper in half. I've got all these decorative ones for using in a minute. I think I'm going to get out of my way so I can fold. And then to make the basic structure, we're gonna fold this in thirds. So 4 inches each piece. So I think I am actually gonna mark on this one because it's just gonna make it a little easier for me to get it right. Let's see, let me think about this, what I want. I think I want this on the inside though, so that all the shiny gold will be on the outside. So I'm gonna mark on my inside 4 inches and 8 inches. Kathy used her mat to kind of do this approximately, but I'm not very good at that, so I'm just gonna look here and try to find these two. That'll go about to there. And this paper is a little bit thicker, so when you fold it like that, it does get a little tricky. And then the other one's gonna go also inside like this. So that's going to be our basic journal structure. So let's see, we are going to be cutting off one side. So I think I'll let that will end up being my interior. So I think I'll do it here. But first, No, I think the next thing we want to do actually is cut our nope. All we're going to do first is just glue this whole guy together, and it looks like I have a little bit. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to leave it. Okay, so all we're going to do is just glue one side, but very thoroughly so that it's all going to be adhered very closely everywhere. One nice big mess of glue, and then we're going to put this guy down on it and just smooth that out with our bone folder. And that's going to be our cover, basically, for this little journal. All right, this paper is growing on me a little. I wasn't sure I was going to be happy with it. It's a little awkward to mix with vintage, but I do have some Japanese ephemera. Maybe I should add some of that to this guy. Now I do have a couple of white bits showing here that got a little bit off my folds. I think I am going to trim those off of here because even though I am going to ink, those bright whites like that are hard to get rid of. And I don't want those. That's okay, we just do a little bit of a trim where they're really showing. And then to make our envelope top here, we're just going to take our one that we're going to cut and find the middle. And I'm going to mark the middle, which is 3 inches. And then from the middle, now, what I did on this one was just go from the middle all the way straight to the other corner. It's going to give you a very steep envelope top. You could, and I think with this one I might experiment. Just keep in mind that your triangles here are going to form your pockets. So if you make it a slightly smaller or a slightly bigger, slightly less steep closure, it's going to be, your pockets will be smaller, which is okay. I think that I would like to do that. I think I'm going to give myself an inch here. Because I think I'll come up here. Yeah. So I'm going to do these from here. I think I'm actually going to go up a little, not quite go that steep. And I'm just going to mark. So I'll mark that same spot on the other side. It's about 1/2 inch. Maybe slightly more than 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we're going to go from the other one to that same mark on that side. And then we'll have a slightly different, I think I'm going to cut it in a little more. So I am going to use my trimmer. That can't cut straight for nothing. I'm just gonna follow that line. And keep my triangles for my pockets. And then I'm just gonna take this one in just a little bit. Let's make sure that's straight. There. I kind of like that shape. It's a little more attractive, and I actually might try and see if I can't. I think these corners are a little bit weird, so that, yeah, that's not gonna work. I have to do it with my scissors, which I kind of suck at, but let's try it here. See if we can't just, yeah. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that's pretty. And then we're gonna ink it off. What you're gonna wanna do also, which I have already done before the video because I didn't figure you needed me to fuss with all that, is get your interior pages ready. So whatever you want in terms of numbers that are gonna be small enough to fit inside that 4x6 is your inside section, of course, as we folded our paper in half and then in thirds. This is one where a little bit of gold on these edges would be really cool, actually. I do have some acrylic gold paint. I don't know if I have anything other than paint, but that might be something that would be fun to try, is just painting these edges with a little bit of gold too. I think that's my whole outside. Let's do the inside. I don't think I'm gonna do my creases on the inside though, because this paper does tend to tear when you do that, so. These are such cute little speedy journals. Ooh, I'm actually really falling in love with how this, oh, and we're gonna ink our triangles too, because these are gonna be our pockets. So whichever side you want on your front of your pocket. This guy is just green. I don't know, I might not really want to cover that guy up. Might need to do a side pocket or something instead on this one for the paper. Okay, so actually we did that one this way. Let's do this one this way. I like that. So this will be our top. And I think, yeah, I think she still sewed it in here. So our pockets would go here and here, but I don't really want to cover that. So I could just do it. No, I'm gonna have to do the other side of my other side, because I'm gonna use it this way. So we're gonna go like this. So I'm gonna do them both this way. Yeah, because I want that and I want this. So let's glue those guys in there. Or you could sew them if you're a sewer. You could also, the other thing I was thinking about doing is you could do a side pocket if you had a design here on the side that you really didn't want to cover up. And those will go in there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and set this aside for a second and make our closure so that you can see how that gets done first and foremost while those kind of dry on there, and then we'll sew in our pages afterward because I just think it's a little bit better to get that process sorted. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is get some kind of cardstock. This is like craft cardstock. It's not super heavy, it's like a mid-weight. Somewhere in between copy paper and cardstock. And you're gonna want that 8.5 on the tall, and that's, you know, American paper size is 8.5 by 11, so you're gonna already have that for the most part. So you're gonna want to just cut a strip that is 2.5 out of that. And this actually looks like it might not be straight, so I'm gonna come on this side just so you have a strip like that. And that is gonna form the base of your closure. And what I did was actually stamp this, and I really liked that. I don't know if I'll like it as much on this, so let's take a look. I stamped with a handwriting stamp on this one, and I really liked how that turned out. But let's see. I want to do that again. I don't know, it's kind of busy on here. I might actually want a completely different kind of paper rather than this cardstock with this, because it's just a little bit odd with that gold. So how about if we use something else from this pack? I think that'll be better. I don't want it to be like super busy though. I want it to be that. I think that's it. I love that. Okay. Do that instead and do this a little backwards. So let's cut that at 8.5 and 2.5. 2.5. Maybe we'll use this for our pieces here. Okay. So that's gonna end up coming around like this. Okay. Not quite meeting. And it's gonna be, once we put our pages in, it'll be a little thicker, so it'll not even get quite that close. But I like that. So, and actually, let's experiment with something here. I want to also round my corner this time. Okay, so I'm gonna ink this guy up on both sides, and then we're gonna make these little reinforcers for our eyelets so that this stays nice and strong. Well, the hold. Now, that is the thing about this, is it's only a one-sided paper, and you are gonna see this backside when you untie this closure. So what I'm gonna do actually is just give it a little something on the inside here. Something like this, maybe, actually. No, I do want this, and we'll just go. And I'm just going to use my ink dauber with my stencil to give that a nice little pattern on my inside. And I'm going to do it on both sides here for now, just because I'm going to punch holes, but I'll finish it off later on. I'm not being too precise about this either. It's just to give my white paper a little bit of a something. Okay, so on our outside then, we want to grab this guy, and what we're gonna do for this guy is we're gonna just cut a little two by one, but we want two of them. So let's go 4 and cut that in half. And then we're going to cut that down to 1. Yep. Actually, I didn't need to do that. I really just needed one of these. Okay, so I've got two 2x1s. Now, the thing is that these are not as strong. What I used for the other thing, actually, I am gonna make them, I'm gonna glue them. So I'm gonna do 2 more from this guy, and I'm gonna glue them to make them a little more ultra strong, because they're just, I want them to hold. I'm gonna go ahead and glue these to each other before I do this. Because if you use cardstock, then it's fine, it doesn't matter if you use something a little heavier. But the whole point of this is just to make sure that those eyelet holes are nice and strong so that they can stand up to a little bit of that closure coming on and off. Cut this guy off here and give it a little bit of time for this to grab and dry, because then we're going to fold them. Just ink it while we do. And what I used for this is the bigger size eyelet. I think I want to say they're 3/16. I'll show them to you this size. And with these, I do like to use their grommets, because otherwise they don't squish properly. The smaller size is not a big deal, but with these, it's good to use the grommet. Okay, so what do we want to do here? I want to, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, because I do want to give those another sec to wait to dry. Just finish off our interior here. All right, that's good, pretty. Now, here, we're gonna fold this guy basically just like that. So he's gonna come on to our, ooh, still got some glue squeaking out of there. Okay, and then this guy is gonna go on this side, same kind of way. Okay, that. Put a little crease-a-roni. All right. So now we are going to still, I think, give those a sec because I just don't want to fuss with them too much until they're dry. So let's put together our pages and sew our interior in. So I've got just, I don't even know how many is here. Just a pile of papers that are the right size. Let's double check. Yep, these are all good. Book pages and invoice pages and various little things. So I'm just gonna put these all together in a way that looks kind of nice-ish. I've got these little scrappy pieces that were too long. Oops, they might actually be, yep. So all I did with these is fold, and then that can be turned into a pocket when it's too long. I am gonna just trim that though too, just with my scissors, because it's still a wee bit long. Okay, and that can go in there. Like that. Our cute little map here. Another bigger page. Double check, make sure I'm within my bounds. I think my book pages got a little bit big maybe. Let's trim those off too. That one anyway, especially when you start getting towards the interior. Okay, and then another little one, another book page. I think I'm gonna have to, those seem like they're just barely maybe a little too big. Oh, I ripped this one. Maybe I'll leave that one out of there. I think I have plenty of pages here as it is. I think I want to leave that one for the inside. This guy fits. All right, okay. Hopefully that's cute and fitting, but it's not. I've got to still do these. These two on the inside are gonna need a little bit of a trim. Oh well, I'm gonna lose my little deckled edge there, but that's okay. Okay, we've got our signature all pulled together. Let's give it a crease here, and then that's gonna get sewn in. I actually think I'm gonna sew it in here. I don't remember it. That might have been what Kathy did, but I think that's a better choice. Okay, it's gonna end up like this. Ooh, there's our inside. Okay, let's get that guy on there. And we're gonna clip it on here. Grab the poke tool, poke a hole in the middle, and two on the ends. Oh, about a ½ an inch from your end. Make sure those are poked nice and good. Get ourselves some beeswax thread. 3 times the height. My trusty needle. Ooh, they're a little magnetized. I've been storing them, all my needles, near some magnets that I got for closures, and they're all getting magnetized. So this is gonna go out through the middle, back in through the top, out through the bottom, and back in through the middle. use our needle, make a couple of knots around that inside thread, and then trim. Or not, if you don't want. If you want to leave them long and dangly and put some dangly bits on there. Some people like to do things that way. All right, now we've got our pages in. Let's finish off our closure. Look, my scissors are magnetized out to the, silly. Okay, now we're gonna take our crocodile and just do a hole with the crocodile, the big hole. I think I'm gonna put it on here and just do it all at once. I hope I can make it all the way through. I could do one thing at a time and try to mark it, but yeah, I think that's gonna be a good job. And then I'm gonna put my eyelet inside of here, which this size eyelet, for whatever reason, is always a fuss. So excuse me while I jimmy this guy in there. Feel free to move me along if yours work a little faster. It's just a little bit of a, they do get in there eventually, but here, I'm gonna do this one at a time. Try to go through here first. Yeah, that's gonna work a little easier, I think. And then through here. And then through here. And that back one's the one giving me the most trouble. There, that's so cute. Okay, and then I'm gonna punch the other one and set them both at the same time. So this guy then is gonna go here like this and get a hole of its own. Okay. Eyelet goes in there. Come on, you are big enough. I know you are. If you sing to it, it works better, right? Okay, last one. It's like jimmying it out of place of the other hole. Okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna turn my crocodile to my big, fat, big eyelet setter. And that goes with this one, I believe. And my grommet is easier to put on here. And then I'm gonna just put this guy over the top. Squeeze those together. And the same thing on the other side. Okay, there. And that's our closure piece. And now we have the great joy of figuring out what kind of ribbon we want. I think I want this to go this way. Yeah, wow, this one's a little less chunky than the other one. I could have actually made this a little shorter. I've got to stuff more things in it, I think. But I'm gonna give this a little bit of ink on both sides. And then we'll take a look at some, I think maybe this stuff is the stuff for this one. There we go. I wanted it the other way. Oh, it does seem to work better. Oh, no, that's okay. I like it. I'm gonna ink these up a little more too. They're a little bit clean for my tastes. Okay, so if we use this, where's the end? Oh, tied up in a ball. Here's my end. I used a kind of a shorter piece on my other one because I really liked this polka dotted brown stuff. But with this one, we'll be able to get a nice big bow that'll look really beautiful. We'll make it a little longer. Okay. It's probably too long, but there we go. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be too long. It's okay, I'll just cut it off that end. Get about the same size as this. Here. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Don't you love it? Oh, that looks like such a professionally made gift, doesn't it? And then you can just stuff those pockets on the insides however you want. And that's your adorable little envelope style journal from a 12 by 12. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.